and why we're using this torch. As you heard, in 2000, you know, we lighted this torch in Toronto during my Canada walk. And on that day that we did the walk, on June 20th, 2000, we lit it under the memory and dedicated it to, you might not know who this person was because you're a little bit young, but his name was Victor Davis, and he was an Olympic champion swimmer in the 80s. And he won more gold in swimming championships, Olympic championships, than any other Canadian. And he actually broke the mold when it came to being a champion. And his motto was, go all the way or stay home. And shortly after he won these medals, he got into a terrible car accident and lost his wife. And his family donated his organs. And on that day, on June 20th, 2000, his dad and his brother were there. And as I started the walk across Canada, we dedicated this torch to his memory. And we were hoping that through the power of his memory and his can-do attitude, we were hoping that for the next following years that we would try and get this message out to every Canadian and not have people that are waiting for these gifts die and while organs are going to waste. So it was during that day that this torch was dedicated, and after that many people had come up to wanting to carry this torch. There was people on the waiting list when I was going through these communities. We had all kinds of people that were coming out to carry the torch in the hopes that people would listen to this message and that they would understand the importance of becoming an organ donor. And then finally I got the call from Vatican City during halfway across my tour that His Holiness, Pope John Paul II, heard what I was doing and wanted me to come to Vatican City. And when I got that original phone call, at first I thought it was my friend Billy pulling a prank on me, you know, disguising his voice like a Polish guy. And then I found out it was the real thing, and here I am passing this torch to Pope John Paul II. Now, I want to state the following words because when the Pope received this torch, he went on to state that organ and tissue donation is a genuine act of love. And he encouraged the entire world to become organ donors. And he went on to mention to make sure that this torch keeps getting relayed. And that was in 2001, and since that day, that's what we've been doing. And that's when I met Christopher, who needed a liver transplant, and he was 10 years old at the time that I met him during my walk, and he carried it during that time. And little did I know that one day he was going to carry it across Canada himself. So as you can see, this torch has a lot of significance. It's got a lot of power in it, it's got a lot of love, and that's why we wanted to construct this campaign, SOS4000, because what we've seen during the years that we've done this is that most of the students that we got involved with showed the type of love and passion that you don't see in adults. And it was that type of passion and enthusiasm that I seen in Christopher and all the other students that were getting involved with this that actually were making a difference and reaching the adults and reaching whoever else we had to reach in this country to start making a difference. So we organized a student torch relay so that we can get students from each community to now represent this issue. So Yarmouth is going to be represented by Aaron and Taylor. And that doesn't mean like after they do their event today, you know, we're going to forget about it. We're going to keep doing what we have to do the rest of the year until this torch gets relayed to 2 new students to make sure that our #1 goal in Yarmouth is to inspire everybody in Yarmouth to become an organ donor. Now, do you think that's possible? To get everybody in Yarmouth to become an organ donor? It's going to be a lot of work. But I think the only way we can make this happen is through the students that are listening right now in this room. And if we can get that to happen, and then other communities see that Yarmouth has done that, we can solve this crisis. We can save every single person that's on that waiting list, and there's over 4,000. That's really how simple it is, but it's going to take a lot of work. So we're hoping that after we do this beautiful event today, that you're not going to forget about this. You know, that you'll remember what took place here today, and that you'll remember how important it is. And to think about becoming an organ donor, and to one day find a moment to share it with your family that you want to be an organ donor. And it's going to be through the students that we're going to solve this crisis, because we don't have to look for a cure. It's not like we have to look for some medicine or something in a laboratory to find out the cure. The cure is within us. So if we can get everybody to understand how important this is, we can solve this problem. So that's what we're hoping to do today, is to plant a seed. I want to introduce 2 very special guests that are going to talk before we get to Aaron and Taylor. And the first is a local person, and his name is Mr. Dion. He's well known in the area, and he's got a very interesting story to tell you. Mr. Dion, can you please come up here?
First of all, I'm not a motivating speaker like George is. I have just a little message. I know time is running short. Some few people have heard my name or have seen our trucks around. I've been a kidney recipient in December the 10th, 1997. I got a call at home in the middle of the night, waking up myself and my wife. Quite excited that we was going to the VG and hopefully get a transplant. Well, as you well know, and probably some of you don't, when kidney disease or any disease strikes, it certainly slows down what you can do, your activities and everything, as George mentioned. But when you're stuck in a dialysis machine for 3 days a week, and your health is not in the greatest shape, you don't feel great. But after the transplant, so that means December the 10th, on 1997, someone could have lost their mother, their grandmother, or whoever it was just before Christmas. It was a lady, 51 years old. So what I got was the kidney out of the cadaver, and that changed my life around. And right now, I consider myself very lucky. I'm healthy. I can do what I normally want to do. I'm not a football player or anything, not runner like the boys are, but I enjoy the life I have right now. And I thank God that we have someone has chosen to give their organ, and it is a special gift. And once it hits your family or anybody that you know, whether it's young or old, it certainly changes your idea of what an organ can do to help other people. I will not take any longer of your time. I appreciate your attention. And when you see my trucks around Yarmouth or these areas, you will see the logo that says, be a hero, you're an organ donor. So remember,